There's a lot to say about the aberration that is Episode 3, not least of which is the choice to remove the audience from the epicenter of an apocalypse to a suburban ghost town wherein the narrative shifts its focus from global disaster to domesticity, from the grit of dystopian sci-fi to the bitter sweetness of unlikely love. It's a bold move by writers who are confident in their craft and can afford to take chances, secure in their skills even if their work isn't well received. Good art is good art, faint heart and all that. But the subtle ingenuity of this episode doesn't end with a controversial decision. It begins with attention to the greatest and smallest of details: color. The episode opens blue, the color of grief, as Joel stacks river stones in a kind of monument to mark the memory of Tess. The scenery shifts to green, the color of renewal and beginnings, as he and Ellie take a wooded path and cross a bridge, embarking on a new chapter of their journey. In the abandoned shop where they stop for supplies, there's a sickly yellow cast over everything, a color we associate with fear and sometimes disease. Ellie discovers one of the infected buried under rubble in the basement, presumably suffering if it is sentient. The same yellow seems to ooze out of the jaundiced eyes as she experimentally torments it, assuming it is cognizant at all. Rewind to Bill's backstory and White Room by Cream is playing, in a white room with black curtains. In a white house with a black door is where his and Frank's love story unfolds. But first we witness him dining in a red room, the color of alertness, aggression, anger, signaling the primal and violent elements of Bill's solitary existence, contrasted with elements of sophistication. But red can also signify romance and passion, as we'll later see in the scene with the strawberries. When Frank enters the microcosm of Bill's home, he's first served dinner in a dining room that feels distinctly blue in the low ambient lights. Dim, melancholy, with a visible film of dust on the mantel, symbolizing Bill's loneliness and secret losses, his neglected need for connection. Frank later wanders into a green room with a piano, where he and Bill share their first moments of intimacy, a kiss that signifies a fresh start for them both, and will set the rest of their lives in motion. If the Cream song isn't evidence enough of color's intentional, subtextual role in this episode, perhaps Frank's painting is. When he and Bill argue over paints, Frank declares that beatifying their home is how he demonstrates love. Later, we see his art studio with a portrait of Bill on the easel, hues of red and blue, foreshadowing the sadness and passion in Bill's final act.